Hey YouTube, James from the Wyvern Watch here, and here with another deck building exercise. As I mentioned on my last video, I have decided to go beyond 50 decks, and we have now decided that the 51st deck is going to be a Lightsworn deck. Obviously there's a little bit of support recently for Lightsworns, which sort of intrigued me a little bit. I've seen some of the newer cards. There was the the re-release of what was that called? Light of the Destruction, isn't it? Which means obviously there's some more sort of fresh cards out there. There's a lot of older cards out there that aren't in particularly good condition. So I've been searching. Obviously started collecting Lightsworns now. I'm hoping to bring the profile to you in the next week or two. But I just thought I'd sort of tidy up and put the sort of deck together and see what you guys think of it initially. So obviously I've searched Lightsworn so far just to bring up everything that is Lightsworn. I'm no expert with the deck, I can tell you, but I've seen other people playing with it. I think I know what the basics are, and it's really just a case of sort of finalising the list. Now, the first decision I think you need to make as a Lightsworn player, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but is whether to run a 60 card variant with that grass looks greener, because obviously it's fresh off the ban list, which I can imagine a lot of people are sort of trying to take advantage of. For me, it's a one card. Huge advantage, of course. It creates huge advantage, but it means putting 60 cards in your deck to get max use out of it, which means you're seeing the cards that you actually want less regularly, and it is only a one-off. So you're running other cards to try and find that card, which left arm offering, for instance, is a big old cost as well. And granted, it might give you a load of support, but what I don't want to do is introduce cards just because they have effects when they get milled. Now I know that sounds ridiculous because that's how most Lightsworn decks work, but what I've got my eye on, or my focus on I should say really, is a sort of chaos variant. Light and dark. I don't want any clowns in there. There won't be any clowns in there. There won't be any Horus package in there. That's not what it's all about. Although Horus is something that is sort of intrigued me a little bit, and of course it has got reprints in the tins coming up. So, but there will be some dark elements in there. So I'm planning on, in my head, I'm running bestials or some bestial element, and maybe one or two chaos cards as well. So. Let's do Lightsworns first though. So I want to run both Punishment and Judgment Dragon, of course, because obviously Judgment Dragon is a classic Lightsworn card, although it's not actually in the name, but that's not a problem. So at least one of both, and obviously if I'm struggling for numbers, what I am going to do, you see, is I've decided not to do 60 card. But then, of course, because you're milling all the time, I don't want to run a 40 card, so I'm aiming for roughly 50 to give me a nice balance, I'm hoping. But we'll see. So I've got a decent idea on what these are doing. So Graganif, I don't think that's a well-played one. Celestia, maybe once in the day. But Wolf, yeah, Wolf is the special summon when it's milled, is that right? So if this person, yeah, special summon if it's milled. So that's a nice easy 3 of, I would say. Gareth, I think that's played in some decks. Each time this card is sent from the deck to go in the last one, once you control. So the top to go in the deck, so let's roll one card. Okay. And then there's the Twilight stuff as well, which obviously came out a little while ago now. That's not the one I was looking at though. Jane, no. Right, Raiden. During your main phase, you can pay the top 2 cards of your deck to your graveyard. You can gain 200 friends in your moon. You can only use effect the last one once per turn. During the end phase, you send the top 2 cards. So that's the normal summon, isn't it, mate? During your main phase, yeah, that's it. So we'll play 3 Raiden to give us a decent normal summon target, if I can actually add them to the deck list. This is another Twilight one, isn't it? Enchantress. Or for when a spell track card or effect is activated, quick effect, you can banish one Lightsworn from your hand. Lightsworn from your hand or graveyard, take one for swing and destroy it. Once per turn, effect is activated, send the top 3 cards you deck to graveyard. That's not bad actually. Let's have a. That's Lila, isn't it? No, let's put it in for now. That might be a one-off, that one. The other Lila, of course. So you got the Twilight Enchantress and then the Sorceress. The Dragonling, of course, that'll be at 3. That's one of the newer ones. Fearless, I think, is at 3 as well. Yeah, I think so. Weiss is the new one, so that'll be 3 of as well. And I want to incorporate one Lumina as well, the Twilight Shaman. 2 of the original Lumias. I've actually got these in Lost Art, which is really nice. Which, yeah, that looks like the original picture actually. And then Minerva. And this card is also you can add one light dragon monster from your deck to your hand. Yeah, that searches out Dragonling as well. That's almost a different nature of graveyard. This card sent from your hand to the graveyard, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard during each one. Yeah, that sounds like a nice and easy one. I've seen that one before. Shire. Maybe not. Yeah, one Raikou at least. I know about Raikou. Oh, and then the other version of Raikou is the Twilight Fighter. I'll go with that one as well. Don't know what that's the Rinyan. No, I don't think so. And then we're on to extra deck monsters. So this is quite a good mix. That's 24 Lightsworn monsters at the minute. But we'll come back to monsters in a minute because, like I say, I want to run a Bestial package. So the new Minerva, we're going to run that. We're going to run the Michael. We want all the original names in here. Probably going to run a couple of Minervas. Shame we can't run Curious. Soul Recharge, of course, that'll be in at 3. March of the Dark Brigade. Target one Lightsworn monster in your graveyard that has a level. Add it to your hand, then banish a number of cards. Maybe. Charge, of course. I've actually got one of these in the Rarity, what is it? Rarity Collection 2 Collector's Rare. Now, I don't think they're particularly massive value, but they're awesome looking cards. I don't know why they're so cheap, to be honest with you. Now, this is at the structure deck, the Lightsworn Sanctuary, but I don't think I've seen anyone playing it. Once per turn, you can send one Lightsworn monster from your hand to the graveyard, then target one other Lightsworn monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Okay. And each card is sent for the yes, it doesn't actually mill, so it's just stopping. Yeah, no, I don't think we're going to. I'll stick it in here just to remind me, but I don't think we're going to bother. What's that one then? Lightsworn Saber. When this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard, you can add one Lightsworn monster you control. Target one Lightsworn you control. Equip this card to that target. Maybe. I quite like equip cards, we'll add that. Right, Aegis I know about, we'll add one of those. Lightsworn Judgment, we want one of those as well. I think that's it for traps though. So that's 32 cards now, all Lightsworn based. But like I said to you before, I want a Bestial package, so let's go Bestial. But I don't want to go nuts with it, so the Bestial Rebellion, that's the one that gets a branded spell, isn't it? Add one brand, no, yeah, there we go. So during the main phase, you can place one branded continuous spell or track card from your deck face up on your field. Yeah, so we'll play with one of those for a sec. We want a Druid's Worm, we want a Magnamut, Sanoir, yes, and a Baldray. And I haven't done a deck with this Payty yet, but we'll add that as well. And that is the regain, that's the branded spell. I think it's referring to, there's a few here to be fair, but I think that's the spell I want. So if a light or dark, yeah, this is it. If a light or dark monster is banished, You can target one of those monsters, place that monster at the bottom of the deck, and if you do, draw one card. Yeah, so definitely one of those as well. Okay, so that's the bestial package. We're up to 38. Right, so I've also got a play set of Phantasme, which I think I might incorporate into this deck. So it's a dark, it's a dragon, and obviously it's great against links. We'll add them for now anyway, and if we've got room we'll keep them. Okay. What else do we want? So yeah, I wanted chaos element, so let's go chaos. Yeah, well, let's have a levy now. Definitely got one of those I can put in. Chaos Creator. This is something that's come up before as well. Cannot be normal summons. It must be special summon from your hand by banishing one light and one dark monster. If you control this card that was special summon from your hand, you can target 3 banished monsters with different names, special summon one of them, and then place the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. You can only use. I'm not sure I'm banishing that much though. Leave that for now. The only other one I thought of is Valkyria. It's light, level 4, but it's a fairy. Or one dark monster, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is banished, you can send one light or one dark monster from your deck to the graveyard. But for the rest of the turn, you cannot activate cards or effects of cards with the same name as this card. That's pretty cool, actually. So let's throw that in there as well. Can't be normal summon or set though. I'm going to run out of normal summons here at this rate. I mean, obviously most of the, well, I say most of the Lightsworns can be, but there's a lot that can't. Okay. That's the other one. Now, so I've never played this card in a deck before either. So, Starleash Seyfert, level 4, light dragon. See, this is what I'm going for. Sort of Lightsworn dragon chaos sort of thing going on. You can send any number of dragon monsters from your hand or face upon the field to the graveyard. Add one dragon monster from your deck to your hand whose level equals the total original levels of the monsters sent to the graveyard. So if I'm sending a bestial, I can get another bestial. If I'm sending a Phantasme, which is level 7, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. You can't get the Legionnaire. Or if I'm sending Legionnaire, I can get Lebellion, or Lebellion to get Legionnaire. And then I can send itself presumably to get the Dragon Link. So that's yeah, so that works. That's going to be a 3 of, I think. Right, and then there's a few, yeah, so we're up to 46, which is good. I just want to run a couple of one-offs. Raiden's a warrior, so we're going to run reinforcement. We're going to run yeah, we're going to run reasoning because I'm going to be milling whatever isn't selected. Foolish, of course. Oh yeah, chaos space, of course. Let's do that. Let's try that one. Got the branded spell on there. That's what I thought of. So we're up to 50 now. That's not too bad. I'll tell you what I want, because the light and dark thing, just for aesthetics, we're going to have a change of heart as well. Which Can't do anything it's milled, of course. That's pretty good, pretty good. Well, that's banished one land from special summon this card from your hand. Okay, and if this card is banished, send. If this card is banished, so you'd have to send. Yeah, no, so I'll drop this one for now. That's a nice even 50. I quite like that. Let's sort that for now. So all the big ones up there, got all the bestials at the top. The Seyferts will be a nice addition. It's a lovely card, that as well, actually. It might be tough to get all in the original Secret Rare, though. It's not due to get the reprint, is it? Right, so extra deck. So we've got all the Lightsworns in there. Obviously, I want to run a Chaos Angel. Of course, that's prime for that. There's one. Yeah, I'm missing one, aren't I? This is, I want to not be great, but I want to run it. If you synchronism, the all materials must be the same attribute. Okay. Once per turn, if you have 4 or more tuners with different names in your graveyard and control this synchronous summon card, pay half your life points to show all the cards on the field. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except dragon monsters once per turn during your end phase. Banish 4 cards from the top of your deck. Pretty heavily cost, but we're going to run it anyway. And while I'm there, I want that one as well. Let's have some XCs. So we're obviously going to go for my staple, so Tornado Dragon, staple rank 4. What about Exciton? Light. Yeah, I've got a spare copy of that as well. That can go in. Some links. Lena's obviously going to be an option, and Dark for that matter. Dark. Run both. They're always useful. Just trying to think what else I've got in my collection that I could put in. I try not to buy too much stuff when I'm building a deck, so if I've got you cards that are available in my toolbox folder, which I'll just quickly show you. Which is, I think I might have shown you before on different videos, but this is what I call the toolbox folder. So you know, it's just got bits and pieces. So there you go, you can actually see it now. Bits and pieces to add to any potential decks, any sort of cards that will be fitting. Some of them are coming out of here, I'm sure. Some fusions, some play sets of useful bits and pieces. Not everything's great, but you know, there's some chaos bases, so one of those will be used, I'm sure, for the Lightsworns. You get the idea anyway. But so I generally take what I've got out of there as opposed to, you know, and obviously make it fit. So I know I've got, for instance, an IP available, so I'll put one of those in. In fact, which variant is it? Let's just make sure the pictures are the same. IP, I think it's that one. I can actually find it then. And we'll go for a unicorn as well, because that's always handy, and I've definitely got one of those as well somewhere. That's Nightmare Unicorn, isn't it? Nightmare. There it is. And it's that one as well. I like the alt art on the unicorn. Right, so that's 14. What do you reckon? Number 15. Oh yeah, that's one I was playing with. Fortune Lady, is it? Fortune Lady. I didn't even realise this is a full deck, but that one, it's level 7. Cool looking thing. I think I've got that in Secret Rare. So this card's attack and defense based on its level times 400. Once per turn during your standby phase, increase this card's level by 1. Then you can banish the face-up monster your opponent controls. During your opponent's end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one of the spellcaster monsters from your graveyard. Especially summon this card. Spellcasters. Which ones are spellcasters? Beast Warriors. Fiends. So Luminas and Minervas. Let's see. Okay, that works then, yeah. Let's add that. It's always a bit of fun, isn't it? Right, so that's 15 card extra. All the primary ones are there, I think. And that's a 50 card main deck. Listen, guys, I think we're there or thereabouts with the build. Sorry, guys, this video has gone on a little bit longer than I anticipated as well. I didn't realise it was 20 minutes. But I think we got to the end, and that, for me, is a good, at least, start to the deck list that I'm going to be putting together. And like I say, as soon as I gather the bits I want, I'll get the profile out there. So please do put in the comments what you think about it. If I've missed something, like I say, it's not going to be a meta-defining deck this. I just want to play with what Lightsworns and sort of the chaos element to it, which is why the Bestials are in there. And you know, just sort of get it rolling that way. I don't want all the meta stuff that's going to get milled and get effects from it. Yeah, great, but they've got nothing to do with the deck itself. So I'm just trying to keep it not pure. It's definitely not pure, is it? But you know, it's trying to stick to the Lightsworn ethos, I should say. But see what you think, guys. Throw a load of likes in there, and like I say, put in the comments what you think. Thanks once again, and we'll see you for the next profile. Cheers.